Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? So every week we give you guys a weekend update and a weekly update, and today is the weekly update. We're going to get into all the news, all the markets, all the prices. We're really going to dig deep into what is going on. If you missed anything, this is your catch-up. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on. We have Ordi breaking 60. We're going to talk about the Rune Alpha wallet draining. We're going to talk about Luke Dash Jr. and all that controversy. That should be fun. And we got, we're going to give some respect to, the Godfather, Casey Rodamore himself. He got a really good award. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. Let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What up?
What's going on, man? So it's been
a lot of stuff.
Crazy week. What are you thinking?
Woke up this morning and was not too happy, like how it's been normally, right? The past week, it's hard to really, not wake up early and look at your phone and see like, oh, everything's taken off. But this morning it was kind of the opposite. And I saw Bitcoin and I was like, well, Bitcoin hasn't tanked. Then you see there's a lot of stuff going on, right? With Luke Dash Jr., a Bitcoin Core contributor, just kind of fudding ordinals, really, and so it was awesome to see the ordinal community just kind of like everybody like got together like an army and like went straight to the front lines, right? And but that's how we are over here, right? We're definitely like, we've planted our flag in the Bitcoin community, and we're not leaving. All of our assets are on layer 1 Bitcoin. It's different from the block size wars, right? They were arguing about what should happen, not actually putting assets on the core layer, right? The base layer. And so this is different. You have a huge market of layer 1 Bitcoin assets, like huge market right now. When I say huge, obviously it's not like Ethereum huge, but it's the biggest it's ever been, right? And bigger than Counterparty, bigger than anything else that's ever been like messing with layer 1 Bitcoin. And so I think that, if they try to stop it, it's just going to be FUD at this point. That's all they can do.
And really, Ordinals has had so much momentum. Like the only thing that's actually comparable, I guess, would be DeFi Summer and the Ethereum DeFi stuff. Because like, there's nothing that you can really compare to what is going on over here. It is pure excitement, pure success. If you invested in anything in September, you're up a lot, and it's just been, it's been insane. I mean, obviously, Bitcoin going up is a big part of that. So we'll kind of like do a quick rewind. Over the course since like Sunday, we've went from, I want to say, about 39.40 all the way up to about 46, right? And with that comes Ordi just blowing by everything, way better than I thought. And what that does too, because Ordi is the king and the first mover, so it's like Bitcoin, Ordi, and then you have your track, and then you have everything that comes with that, your sats and stuff like that. So it's been absolutely nuts. And then coming up to today, where I felt like this was like the first shoe to drop, the first kind of hit to us, being over here, because like you said, we did plant our flag, and we planted our flag right into their blockchain. Like we weren't nice about it. Like we Casey created this, we took our flag and said, hey, laser eyes, this is us.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And they ignored it because that's just a part of their personality of being very elitist mentality of, oh, they don't know what they're doing. This is gonna fade off. It always fades off because like they can't really do anything on layer 1. They're not talented enough to do anything. But what they didn't realize is that Casey was really able to create a system that was able to create these layer 1 assets working around the core, doing it the hard way, but doing it the hard way ended up creating so much more. You know what I mean? Like now it's easy because he's figured it out doing it the hard way.
So basically, Casey came up with a blueprint, right? And everyone just followed it. Everyone said, "Oh wow, okay, that's awesome." But got to remember, Casey was a core dev. Casey was a contributor to everything with that. He was friends with Luke Dash Jr. and those guys. So it's like it's kind of like, and then it's funny too because Casey. This is kind of one of our topics, but Casey was named CoinDesk #1 in influential person. Was it
Yeah.
person of the year? And then it's funny because a day or two later, Luke Dash Jr. comes out with this.
Yeah. Is it a little jealousy? Some of these core devs, I mean, no one knows who they really are anyways. Like, you know what I mean? They come out of nowhere because they're upset with whatever and they just want to make a splash and stuff. And then you have like the Max Kaisers. So they probably all talked in their little Bitcoin chats, bubbles and stuff and said, hey, let's really get this going. And then you have Jack Dorsey endorsing Ocean Minting and
Yeah,
it's just sorry, Ocean Mining.
yeah,
But to me, that's even Jack Dorsey is one of the most like I don't want to say hypocritical. Like anybody that's like super elite in terms of you're flying to Africa to help with the water systems, but on your private jet. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you have billions of dollars. You sold Twitter. You know what I
mhm,
mean? I'm not saying that those type of people can't truly have like a genuine heart when they're trying to help people, but that's not what it is in my eyes, right? Like I was able to kind of read through or see through him during the whole way he handled Twitter and censored Twitter
yeah,
the entire time that the election was going on and all that stuff. And then he's trying to do the same thing here, except
yeah.
for Bitcoin. So it is what it is, but
And it's so funny too. Before we get on with Casey, it's so funny because it's like the exact same way J.P. Morgan treats Bitcoin is the exact same way these Bitcoin laser eyes treat ordinals and these other coins on other chains, right?
yeah,
It's like you guys are doing
the
to
same
us
thing.
the exact same thing. You're feeling, like, but that kind of to me feels like it's if without that it'd be too easy. It's like I
Yeah,
feel like we need that. We need
yeah.
that pushback to because without it we're going to be very not ready for the like what
Anything
comes
else?
after.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
I agree. And there's a lot of people that and let's be clear. There's traditional maxis that are open-minded to ordinals
Yeah,
and inscriptions. They actually see it as a positive. And then you have like a small loud group that
yeah,
is just screaming to the heavens that, oh, it's spam, it's doing this, it's doing that, it's doing all this bad stuff. And those are the guys that like I think just give Bitcoiners such a bad name, but
yep,
it's changing to the masses because some of these masses are, from other chains are coming over, you
yeah.
know. So
And and it's just funny too how like us and ordinals like this happens, right? This Luke Dash Jr. stuff happens, right? And what do? We go see in the mint area of Unisat and see there's a Luke coin, and then we mint it to the moon, right? So
yeah,
it fully minted it out in like 4 hours, and it's been sitting there since March, and it's like now there's a Luke coin, a Luke meme coin in Unisat. I just love this, dude. I love how like we handle things like everything's joking, everything's memes, everything's fun. And it's like you guys can be way too serious over there in Bitcoin Maxi land. And and it's just funny because like they used to be like not serious. They used to be like how we are. And now they just
yeah.
got rich and just hate people that are
You
just trying.
Yeah, and I think it started really whenever like Ethereum was getting attention. Because like before that, like it was just like Bitcoin and everybody was like Bitcoin is the almighty and
Yeah.
the best thing ever. And then Ethereum pops out and then you have Litecoin, you have all these other
Yep.
coins. And what happens? Well, liquidity gets spread it out, right? When liquidity gets spread out, they're like, oh, why are people putting their money in other coins,
Yeah.
right? Bitcoin's the greatest. So it really becomes tribalism, right? At that point, which that's nature, that's natural for humans to think
Yeah.
that way. That's just how we're programmed.
Yeah.
But it really got to another level once DeFi summer started to happen, and
Yeah.
like they saw how much money was going over there. If anything, they should be embracing ordinals and being like, "Hey, this is our like time for Bitcoin to recapture the attention, the economy, right? Like, and so, but this is how cultish it got, in my opinion. So yeah, but I want to congratulate Casey. So
Yes.
for getting that. That's to get the number one spot from CoinDesk, most influential of 2023. That's what I mean by, like, this is different than the block wars of 2017. Like
Yep.
there wasn't a whole bunch of people from the outside like chanting like the Bitcoin Cash guys, or that the people that broke off and said,
Yeah.
this is how Satoshi really wanted it to be. And so, but the core Bitcoin devs and stuff, and everybody politically was like, well, then go fork your own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is different. This is something that, like, you have the most influential person in crypto being number one that
Yeah.
created ordinal theory. It's not going anywhere. Also, it was so influential that now you have inscriptions and these inscription tokens living on other chains, right?
Yeah.
So, a lot of people were like, how is Track going to be an oracle like Chainlink? Quit comparing it to Chainlink. Well, guess what? Now it really can, because there's inscriptions on other chains. So
Yep.
now it's not going to be like the traditional smart contract type of oracle like Chainlink is. It's going to be an inscription oracle, in my opinion. And someone asked them today, it was like, when are you going to start indexing the soul inscriptions? When are you going to start indexing these inscriptions? He goes, well, I'm going to do stamps first, because I guess he wants to like index some Bitcoin stamp stuff. But man, this is not going anywhere. If anything, this is going to just spread even more.
Yeah. And to your point with the Casey thing, real quick, I just want to say I thank you so much, Casey, and we really appreciate you here at Ordinal Revolution, and everything that you've built, all the hard work. You probably got so much hate from these Bitcoin laser eyed maxis, and just want you to just know that we appreciate everything you've gone through and will go through from these people, and we have your back 100%. And you created something that will be here forever, and you really took what Satoshi did on block 0, the Genesis block, when he wrote what was that quote, the banker ever printed, what was that quote?
Whenever he actually put the text on it.
Yeah, that
Oh
was an
goodness,
inscription.
it was like the financial crisis or something again, like won't happen, or it was basically about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
So
actually read that today. It was in my
yeah,
feed.
it was the Bank of England. Like I know the quote. It's just on top of my
Yeah.
head, but it was something like that. So he took Satoshi's vision of putting text JSON technically inside Bitcoin, and then brought us Ordinals, which is absolutely amazing. So if people say that it's not Satoshi's vision, he did it in block 0. So
Yeah, well, and then also, like, his main thing was that just like putting out ordinal theory in terms of like tracking the sat order,
yeah,
and then inscriptions kind of came separately from that, and then it's all together. Ordinals is that, in my opinion. Like, they say ordinals is the tracking of sats, and then you have your inscriptions, but it all comes together, it all works together, and you have to have like the tracking of sats, and that's what Casey created. It was amazing.
yeah,
So yeah. Also, like, obviously, we had our episodes where we were kind of hot, like,
yep,
at Casey, and I think that's just like growing pains too. Like, I 100% appreciate what Casey created over here, and I'm excited for runes to drop now, even though like during that episode I was the opposite. But you learn as time goes on, like, okay, why is he doing this? And then also, like, I'm still like bullish on BRC20s. Obviously, we talk about it all
yeah,
the time. I think both can coexist. They both are in two different parts of Bitcoin, and so we'll see what happens.
yeah. So I did find it. It was the first ever inscription is the chancellor on the brink of
Bailouts,
second
yeah.
bailout for banks. Timestamp Nakamoto left in Genesis block. Hints at the motive for creating the digital currency. So
Nice. Yeah, one thing I want to show is just kind of how this real quick. I want to touch on this real quick, and how the ordinal community kind of bounced back, or how they responded. So you can see, I'm not going to read all of this, but he's basically saying PSA, inscriptions are exploiting vulnerability in Bitcoin. Basically saying, this is a bug. We can get it fixed, by updating miner software, and the miner has to obviously accept that and upgrade their software. But you can see Benny, our boy Benny, was one of the first right there to respond, saying Luke has been a BTC Maxi cult member from the get-go. What that basically is an option to opt out from executing transactions that have certain sizes or size patterns within scripts and acts purely on client level. It's not a change in Bitcoin itself. That's very, very important.
Yeah.
It's very, very important for everybody in the public that's listening to this. No, this is not a change in Bitcoin. So Ivan the Great, or whoever the heck that guy was that has 200,000 followers, he must have been paid, or he has no idea what he's talking about, because he acted quick and probably lost money and probably lost a lot of his followers' money, which is sad.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, he was like, if he decided to turn that on, by default, miners and node operators would turn this off again, simply because, in my opinion, isn't precise science and it could harm miners' income stream, even those not ordinal related. The promised incentive to leave that on won't for sure exceed the incentive to execute ordinals and others. It's literally like saying, hey, I have this new cool update that makes you less money. Please install. That's my favorite quote. Yeah, that was my favorite quote of this whole thing. But yeah, you saw Benny jump to it. You saw, I love, sometimes I love how Trevor goes out like the anti-ordinal people. This was a great one. It's like, dear Luke, whether it gets added to Bitcoin Core version 27 or not, hint, it won't. The inscriptions will never stop. People will pay for them and miners will mine them. As long as the market demands it, there is nothing you can do to stop it. You will save yourself years of frustration and happiness by accepting this reality. Love, and Ordinals enjoyer. So yeah, man, loved it all. You see BitGod respond. You see all these other, Ordinals people just go at them, and that's what I love about our community.
Yeah, for sure.
Band together.
Yeah, man.
All right. So,
and real quick to that point too, I spoke to somebody who's higher up at a mining company, and I asked them. I said, what's your opinion on this? And they basically said that
the highest up, isn't he?
Well, I don't want to say who it is, but
yeah.
he's one of the higher people in the company, and he said that his opinion is if that was an option, they wouldn't use it, and there's no way to force them to use it, and to him that this is basically pointless. No miner that he talks to is going to lose half of their earnings, because right now I don't know who it is, but I think China or something. We're pumping these miners, man, with fees and on top of fees. I mean, what is it? It was like 258 yesterday, right?
I think it got to 350.
So 350. They're not turning this off. And so Luke can do whatever he wants, and they can censor whatever they block that they mine, but the next block will have it on there. So
yeah, I agree. And once you give them a taste of it, they know, like, we're about to go into a bull market.
Yes,
it'd be stupid as hell for them to turn it off right now, right? We're going into a bull market.
Yeah.
They know what happened with Ethereum in 2021.
Yep.
When gas fees got to like crazy amounts. It's going to
Yep.
happen over here too. And guess what? It's going to happen over here, even with like the inscription like discount is what they say, because the inscriptions get stored in the witness data, but it's like it's cheaper than doing it in the op return, like where the other protocols store most of their data. But with that being said, it's still like driving prices up, and it will go exponentially higher, once the masses really flock over here. So retail hasn't even gotten involved.
No, everyone that's involved now, these are people who came back. They feel like they missed it. They left, let's just say they left in early 2022, like late 2022, and they're coming back now, and they're like, oh wow, yeah, it's starting. That's what we got so far. Retail, they're coming. The people who've never opened up a Ordinals wallet, not Ordinals, like a crypto wallet, period, they're coming back, guys, and they're going to be using Coinbase and all that stuff again, and Bitcoin is going to blast off, and it's not going to stop. We have a year and a half of a bull market ahead of us. Not saying it's straight up. There will be some down points, but it is going to get absolutely crazy. These miners have really, really gotten beat up these last 2 years. Hash rate is super high, which basically means that they're not getting as much Bitcoin as they were, because there's more miners coming online, and they want their money. They want to get ready for that next bear market, and they're gonna take all these fees, man, and they're gonna put them to work. They're gonna get more miners because, like I said, a year and a half of this, they want hash rate to go to the moon.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. They're definitely, excited about it all. And so am I for them and for the market in general. But yeah, so let's get into a little bit of other stuff. This is a serious kind of situation, guys.
Oh yeah.
So there has been a couple wallets that have been drained. Um and it's not like over on Ethereum to where it's happening to a ton of people, but you got to be careful in what platforms you're using. Shizzy and I had a discussion right before we went, started recording this, and we're like, man, we only connect our wallets to platforms that have been proven
Hmm.
over and over, like Magic Eden, Unisat, Genie Data,
Hmm.
and or we have relationships with the founders,
Yep.
or something like that. Whenever there's like a new mint or something, and it's a new website, we're like, why wouldn't you not use a new wallet? And we're not trying to shame anybody, by the way. We're just saying, like, you got to have these like fundamental kind of checks and balances that you have in your mind, right? Because what's happening, what we're finding out, that Rune Alpha, and this is still speculative, but it's starting to, they're seeing the patterns, right? The
Yeah.
patterns are, there's been like multiple people that use the Rune Alpha platform to mint the token Cook, um whenever it launched, and those people are the ones that are getting their ordinals drained.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of do the math there, right? Like, if there's, in the coincidences, right? Like, there's just only those people, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, other than that, I don't know what other information you need to kind of know that that's kind of what's happening.
Yeah, and to your point, it takes 20 minutes to create a wallet, send it Bitcoin, and use it, right? In 20 minutes max. And you should, if you're going to use a site that you don't trust, if it's not like the big five that Yagobi just talked about, then it's just like you need to open up a separate wallet or have a wallet with like $1,000 max in it, nothing else, and use that. So it's just we got to take proper hygiene. You know what I mean? We need to have wallet hygiene, and which basically means we need to understand what we're clicking on. Like we're grown adults here. This isn't something you can just. Let's just say I have a. Oh, there you go. Let's
Oh
just say
yeah,
I have.
sorry. Go ahead.
Let's just say I have a frog in a wallet. Like I'm not going to use that wallet to click on anything. Like
Yeah, yeah, exactly, 100%, because you already know that that's in there. So this is basically the information. So just heard from another person that had an ordinal yanked after minting on Rune Alpha the other day. Sure, maybe all of us got hacked via different ways, and the fact that all of us minted Cook on Rune Alpha has nothing to do with it. So that's what I'm saying, is that, like, there's just too much of these this, it's just the same variable in all this situation, right?
yep.
But you got to be
And
careful with that. And then
let's get into something a little bit more fun. So Ordy broke $60. Absolutely insane. The king of BRC20s spoke, and everyone listened.
the king of BRC20s. I mean, it is true. Man, did you expect that?
No, not at all. I'm not at all. I mean, I remember seeing at $2, and you're like, "Yo, I think I want to hop onto some Ordy," and I was like, "Why would you want to hop on Ordy? There's so many other coins," and that ended up being one of my biggest regrets.
Yeah. Well, it's first is first, and that's the mantra over here, right? So the
Yeah,
fact that, like, Ordy took off, I wasn't shocked, but I knew Ordy and Sats were both going to be the two leaders, the front runners.
yeah,
And then Track is following that number three.
yep.
Um, what's your top for Ordy before the new year?
Oof. So I'm expecting us to be at all-time highs by December 16th, right?
Woo, like
So
70K.
yeah, 70K by December 16th.
I mean, I've
Just
heard
because
people say that, yeah.
we're following the same exact trend we followed in 2020, 2020. So, and if that's the same case, and it's looking like it is, but in about a week or two, we could be at all-time highs. And going into January, we could be over 80K.
Yeah.
And and if that happens, so your question was by the end of this year, Ordy could be at $180.
Woo! Ordy's at 180, then I could
Yeah,
see track at like 20 something.
yeah,
Is that where you're thinking about track?
I am. Track could be at $30-$35 by that point. You could see bitmaps
Oh,
between 4 and 500. You could see it could be absolutely madness, guys.
yeah.
Absolute madness. So
So do you think, like, let's say that these laser eyes keep trying to FUD, do you think that could hold it back or no?
no, not at all. If anything, it's going to get crazier because it's just like Luke Coin dropping today. It's like, all right, guys, you want to play? Let's
Yeah,
play.
yeah. So let's talk about a little bit what happened to Ordy though.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna pull something up real quick. You can see here it was at 1.2 billion at the top yesterday. That FUD hit. I updated this at like 6 a.m. It dropped all the way to 926 million, right?
yeah,
So it dropped like 7% there. You could see like the FUD definitely hit like the more stronger like OGs, the top three there, which makes sense because then that's probably where like a lot of these holders had a lot of their bags, the whales. Then some of these no name stuff like started to bounce back a little bit, but yeah, it definitely had a little bit of effect, but that's understandable because it was the first, it was the first real FUD that got thrown at Ordinals, like you said. So we'll kind of see what happens there, and then after that, let's see. Let me pull up where Ordy is now. Ordy is sitting at $56. So, just pulling up the market cap. Market cap calculator. I want to see kind of where it's gone from earlier today. So it's at 1 point. It's almost at 1.2 billion already back. So it's like 1.18. Well, it's not almost there, but it's heading back to where it was. So the FUD has already been recouped in terms of like, kind of retracing that back, right? So yeah, but yeah, since I'm here, actually, we can just do the market update. I'm gonna jump in here. Give me a second. I'll do the BRC20 weekly market update. All right, let's start with Ordy at number one with the most volume today, but it got pulled back at minus 5.7%. Excuse me. Number two, track down 13%. Then you have Ghosty down 14.41%. So the top three had pullbacks all in the red there. Then you see Sat at number four. It pulled back at 13.85%. Then you had Turt kind of pull up. So some of what I noticed today was the main ones, the ones that had like strong, liquidity or like market caps, those are the ones that got hit by the FUD, but then they did recoup back towards the end. Then you have Turt, like the no-name ones kind of bounced up. So Turt was up 2.25%. You had Traverse even there. Traverse has been rocking and rolling, though. It's been holding that kind of 0.000039 to 41. Very impressed by what Traverse has been doing. Then you got Pizza. Pizza's bumped up 26%. You have Roa down 2.58%. .com has been freaking blasting, dude. 85 cents, man.
where was this? Let's just say like a month ago.
Well, yeah, I don't know where it was a month ago, but when we got
Click
the
that
attention
right
to
there.
us, huh?
Click the chart right there. Go back. You see right by BRC20 over.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
right there.
So I mean, you're looking at it launched not long ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I remember when we first heard about it, it was at 32 cents.
Yeah. Wow, dude.
From the council people.
Yeah.
And so it was at 32 cents there. So it's definitely jumped up. Luke is up 103%. Let's see where it's at. It's sitting at 4 cents. STST. This one is actually, it's crazy. So this is the one that has the MetaMask integration to where you could buy BRC20s using MetaMask. That's their goal, is to and they're supposedly working with the modular system. So STST actually stands for SatSat. SatSat. So it's a Chinese company, but it's pretty cool. I went to their website, so that's what they're trying to build. Pepe was down 24% today. Nals down 27%, but Nals has had definitely a big pick back up, 69 cents. So a couple of these OGs is kind of like making their way back up. That's pretty big win for Nals. It's heading towards $1 is what it looks like. Let's see. Mappo. This is the one that that's kind of
$100.
Yeah, they're at $100 now, but they also work with I think STST, the SatSat. So they're supposedly helping with the Ethereum bridging for them. Then you have Cats up 8%, BMP down 8.17%, BMP down 7.41%, Domo down 85%. Oh my gosh, what is this, down to 20 cents? So it's not too bad, but still. Rats is
what's going on with Domo? Why is it dumping like that?
I don't know. I mean, like, it's down in terms of volume, but like 20 cents was that so that's 4.2 million. I mean, it definitely came up. It came up from where it was so it's about a little bit down from this morning. But yeah, it came up from like the beginning of or like I would say like the last week of November. It was at like 1 million and it started jumping up. So then you got Rats. Rats is up 5.56%. Man, Rats has kind of dropped though, right?
Yeah, it's definitely taking a hit. I think I still think it's gonna do big things. I just think that it rose, it's not like Sats, it's not being used, as the gas token. So it's gonna get beat up a little bit here. And I still think that we see all-time highs again within the next, couple weeks. But
100 million?
I what's up?
100 million market cap?
Yeah, I definitely see it over that. I mean, I think I mean, you saw in our spaces, like people kept coming in, and communities talking about rats. So I think community's large, and if you're holding and you're kind of pissed off right now, I would definitely take a deep breath and either make a grown up decision or hold it.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely has. Look, it's still the highest market cap out of all the like new memes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's at 61 million right now.
And look, it's about 30 grand away from being 17 cents again. So it's not that bad.
Yeah. Well, not 17 cents, but
I'm sorry, 0.17 cents.
Yeah, 0.17 cents. Yep. OXBT up 6.41%. Then you got Mice. Mice is not doing so hot. But it's it's kind of just chilling. We'll see what happens with Mice. Honk is finally back in the top 23, man. Goodness gracious. But it's still sitting at that like 2.2 million dollar market cap. So
I mean, you gotta remember too, Honk flew up, dude. Like without, when it got chosen as one of the tokens in the thing. So
yeah,
again, this is good. This consolidation is good for these tokens.
Yeah, especially with Honk, it doesn't ever go below like 1.5 million ever in terms
It's
of
setting
market
that
cap.
floor, man. Staying
Yeah,
strong on that floor. So
yeah, and then you have BXDX, which I don't know about these guys. They used to have they were talking about having a DEX, and they have 1 million total supply, but they're sitting at what, like $1.27, so it's pretty low. Meme token is minus 9.38%. So that's the BRC20 weekly market update.
I'll take it from here. I'll jump over to I'll give us a quick refresh. Make sure we have the updates. All right, so we got the frogs, and I like to use the 7-day. So this might change up. Oh nope, frogs is still number one, sitting in at 0.135 Bitcoin. This got all the way up to about 0.17. I want to say yesterday.
Yeah.
I think the all-time high is about 0.18 or 0.19, which is awesome. Frauds are strong, man. I think you were right. You called that early on that they're going to be one of the centerpieces of the what do you call it? The digital artifacts, right? As we're calling them,
Yeah.
of the digital artifacts. So yeah. And then Ordy Rocks really holding that number 2 spot for the week. I mean, this project's just about a week and a half old, and 34 Bitcoin in value. So over the course of a week, which is very strong. And we got the bitmap sitting in the 3 spot. So and if you wanted a 1-digit bitmap, you'll be paying around 6 Bitcoin. If you wanted a 2-digit bitmap, you'll be paying around 0.92, almost a full Bitcoin. If you wanted a 3-digit bitmap, you'd be paying around 0.08. And if you wanted a 4-digit bitmap, you'd be paying around 0.19. And then the 5-digit bitmaps, which I caught one of these on the floor today, just sitting there. And I actually caught a 4 as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, now I'm thinking that maybe someone's wallet got drained and that's why they hit the floor. So just, it is what it is. But it was weird to see a 4 and a 5 on the floor today.
Sure.
Jumping. Number 4 is the Node Wizards. What do you know about the Node Wizards? This is new to me.
Yeah, I think it's a newer project that just kind of tried to play off of like the Node monkeys, and they just
Gotcha.
created wizards out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I get the high inscription number. So as people don't understand, it's like it's not really always about the art; it's about the inscription number.
Yeah.
Sitting in that 5th spot, Ordinal Maxi Biz. Man, this got all the way up to about 0.53, down a little bit. Definitely needed that pullback though. This flew up
Big
strong.
time. Yeah.
BEVM, the white paper. This is new to me. I was checking this out earlier. I gotta dig deeper. You know anything about this?
No, I don't. I wonder if it's the Bit VM,
Yeah,
like the virtual machine.
I think that's what it is. I think it's the white paper, but I wonder why they did a collection and they all look exactly the same. I don't see any difference. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
that is weird.
Something to definitely look into. Femojis. So this project, this is 2.0. Again, I'm not really sure what's up with this.
I think they're it's like a reveal project, so it's going to
Okay.
reveal the ordinal artifact once it's. I guess they have like a certain time date or something. But I
Gotcha.
know Maddie got one of these, so they look. I mean, they look cool, obviously from the outside, like the packaging or whatever.
Yeah.
But interested to see what actually comes out of this.
Can they do that? It's I mean, this is on chain. It's not possible.
Yeah, it is.
So
If they're
is
parent,
it? Oh,
parent
parent
child, yeah.
child. I forgot about parent child with that stuff. And we got the Goosenals,
Honk.
honk, sitting at around 0.025. This one again, another project that is consolidating, and I think makes Goosenals very strong to be holding that 0.025. It's funny, man. When honk moves, Goosenals move, and when Goosenals moves, honk moves. So they definitely move in together,
Tandem.
and they both kind of find that spot that they like and just kind of sit there. So
Yeah,
big
100%.
fans of Goosenals and the base community project. Ordinal rugs. So this is different than the rugs that we've seen before, right?
Yeah, the other ones were the Bitcoin rugs.
Okay.
So these are I thought these were lower inscription numbers. What are they right now? 1 million?
Yeah, over 1 million.
Okay.
Yeah, man, jumping back. We have Dark City. I looked into this a little bit. I think Santiago has a part in this. Santiago is Tap Exchange over there. Definitely something to look into again. So many new projects coming on the scene and really getting in that 7-day. I mean
Yeah.
the 7-day, like the top 12. And then you got your normies, you got your Bid Apes, Spider Bureau, Board 8 Yacht Club members sitting at 0.0059, and then your Bitcoin punks sitting at 0.0316. To me, I don't like apes. I don't like punks. Anything apes or anything punks just not doesn't get me going,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's pretty much just copied over.
Yep.
So
All right, you
awesome.
want to do the BRC 420?
Yep, I'm gonna pull that up. So we're gonna jump into BRC 420. We're gonna start with the Blue Cube. This guy right here is still on fire. $3,843. Remember, guys, this was a 15-cent mint. I keep bringing that up because it just amazes me how crazy it's gone. Now, obviously, it's the first one. 10,000 total supply. Bitmap Town DLC. This one, I expected a little bit more action. It did get to like $100 like 3 days ago, but it's been fluctuating between like 50 and 100. We'll see what happens. Like some people that are involved with the community are bullish on this in terms of the BRC 420 community and the bitmap.game community. So I'm still bullish on it. Let's see what happens. Gives it a little bit more time. The Bitmap Kingdom. This one, I don't think it's ready for like being able to create your world yet or something. Because you said you had one, right?
Yeah, I
So
have one, and I'm not. Maybe that's something I'm doing wrong, but I'm not able to use it. Just like I'm able to use the Bitmap DLC. I gotta give it
yeah,
another try. I did. It was a few days ago, so maybe it's ready now.
yeah, and also if you're for the audience, if you guys know like how to like actually get your Kingdom DLC assets into your bitmap, just comment on the video and let us know. And then you have Citizen Zero, which is Blockamoto, sitting at $285. $13 mint here. You have the Dragon, $79 secondary purchase. I might get that because I think it isn't that the cost of the mint
I think I paid $50 for mine.
with a fee and everything.
Yeah, with fee and everything. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check out the mint after this. Yeah, because it goes from 79 to 87, 87, 96.
Yeah.
So this one's starting to pull up some.
Yeah. It's really
Meta,
cool to use too. I was using it on my Bitmap the other day.
yeah, it is pretty cool. But Meta box here, $35.12. Meta rats, 28.10. And then you have the Pedicin Zero. This is the Blockamoto's Citizen Zero's pet. Follows them everywhere, $54. Wow, this dropped, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it's up to $70-$80.
Okay. Then you have Pepe Zero. Pepe Zero is at $6.10. It was a 50-cent mint. And then you have Bitman, which is Batman, but Bitman,
Yeah.
$16.99. And then Meta B at $17.12. And that's really it. You still have the Resident Yagobi and Resident Shizzy minting out.
We
This
move
is
it all?
what I don't think. Let's see. I want to check this out real quick. Okay, so there's still mints for the dragon. I'm gonna try to mint that when it's cheap gas, if that ever happens. I think I'm still at 22. So if you are looking for a way to support the show, this is definitely one of them. You can mint out
Okay.
Resident Yagobi to use in your game. This is a game asset only. So not any type of, obviously you can put it on secondary if you want and stuff like that. Water Nookie, shout out Sam. This is for the Nookie community. Sam deployed the Water Nookie avatar. You can mint that, $6.59. And then you have Resident Shizzy sitting at
$8.
yeah, went up a little bit in terms of the price.
$40.
Well, it's because of the Bitcoin went up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty cool. Go through these. Like this is really cool. Iron Man right here.
Yeah.
I think you can
That's
move
pretty
them.
cool.
Woo. So little Iron Man there. But that's it. That's the BRC 420 market update.
Yeah, man. And then I will Ordinal wallet. Why ain't it working for me?
I have it up if you want me to
You got
pull
it
it
up?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at it.
I could just jump into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's take a look at Gib. Gib is the highest up here, and if this website is going to be like super slow, I'm just going to use my my update.
Yeah, you might as well just because I'm having issues with Ordinal wallet too.
Okay, so this is what we saw today. So this is probably a little bit adjusted, but you can see like cold. Everything pulled back this morning from the tap token perspective. And you know what? Like maybe it had something to do with like everything with the, what's his name? Luke but he was speaking more on ordinals and BRC20s, I think. But hey, this tap protocol lives in the ordinal, ecosystem,
Does.
right? So I just feel like it was just a natural pullback. Gib got up to 6.6 million, which was the all-time high. Ordify, everything just pulled back. You're looking at like 11% down on Gib, 10% down on Ordify, 34% down on base. By the way, they announced that the allocation for boost is coming up soon, so it's going to be dependent upon how much base you hold. And then you have Bitmap down 25%. The Bitmap token, it's a tap token. Then you have Santee down 50%, and then Biddle down 33%. Tap Exchange. This one is going to, in my opinion, this is going to fade off. Tap.exchange, the token is just, there's no real reason to hold that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, no one's claiming it. It's that's not even their name anymore. And then you have Santiago. Algo right here is the only one that was up 6%. So it's like the second half of Santi's name. There's only 1,000 of these. But yeah, so I only do on the tap protocol tokens, I only do the market caps for the ones that have at least 0.1 Bitcoin in volume, right? So that's pretty much it. That's the tap.
First time I seen Biddle. Are you able to see
Yeah, it
the
made it up there.
price?
It made it up there because it hit that 0.1. I wasn't gonna, like, someone requested some different tokens and they just like troll. I think I think troll will eventually do well, but it just hasn't hit the 0.1 volume yet. Here's the deal is like once TapX releases their exchange, I think that these will start to really gain some momentum. Shout out to Ordinal's wallet. Props to them for doing this. They put themselves out there. They did something that's new that no one else is doing. So shout out to them. But what needs to happen is there needs to be a Unisat style, exchange that can focus only on these tokens.
Yep, because there's a lot of them, and there's a lot coming, and especially now with the Black Runner and their NAT project, and all those other tokens coming from that type of protocol that needs to be put somewhere. Like you can't have tokens without a secondary market, and Tap.exchange definitely fills that void. And if Santiago is able to pull this off, we could see a beta version at least this month, and potentially going live within the next 3. So
yeah, that'd be awesome. And you have to imagine like the track community is pretty strong and big. I think people will start deploying them.
I think so too.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, man. So, what do you? There is one thing too I definitely wanted to talk about. So, No Monkeys. They said today that their deadline for the drop is December 13th.
They're on
So
track for that.
So that's 7 days away. So by next Wednesday, our next update, we should be showing Node Monkeys in our Magic Eden, potentially update. So I'm hoping for that. So keep an eye out for that. Stay close to your devices. Something you don't want to miss. We are hearing rumors that it is no longer a free mint, but we cannot be sure about that, right?
How do you feel about it? Are you upset that it switched from free to paid? Are you still as bullish as you were before on it? Even more, less? Well, how are you feeling?
So paid makes me feel more bullish. It just takes less from the bots, right? So my original strategy on the free mint was just stay close to Magic Eden. The bots are gonna grab them and they're gonna dump them quick, right? $300-400, $500, like max, because they're gonna try to keep going back and getting them. And so to me, and they're gonna like kind of push each other down. So when one does it, they're gonna want to sell them quick, because that's their bots. That's what they do. So, but let's just say they put an $80 mint fee, right? I have no problem paying that. No problem paying that, because that's going to weed out so many bots. It's going to weed out so many flippers, and it's really going to kind of push the people who, I mean, you still can flip it, but it's going to be more, I guess, more humans for in that advantage that are going to be doing that. So
yeah, but like, okay, so they're probably going to limit you one per wallet, right? So
I got 6 wallets, so
I know, but like like my point is that
yeah,
like, it's not going to be to where you just can mint as many as you want, like on your wallet and stuff. And then
yeah.
Dude, there's people in the community that like have bots already, like that we know and we talk to.
That's
You
true.
know, like I'm not saying like anybody by name because like I don't know exactly. I have an idea of a couple people,
Yeah.
but there's people within the community that's in everyday spaces that have
Yeah.
bots. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, we'll just see what happens. Either way, I think if you can get it, a good price on the secondary, then that would be, for me, I feel like that would be a smart move.
Yeah.
Minting or both, right?
Yeah. I want to get 10. I
10
would
is your
love to be
magic.
able to.
That's your magic number.
I would love to be able to mint 6. Let's just say they do, and I'm saying greedy. I say I'm greedy, but I would love to buy them off the open market. If I can get them under $500, within the first like 10 minutes of the mint, that would be absolutely amazing. But it's greedy, and I want to hold them. I want to hold them to the end of the bull market.
To the end of the bull market.
Well,
Uh,
so me saying that is I wouldn't mind carrying them into the bear market.
really?
Yeah. Because
Ooh,
that's
wow.
something in the like I'm confident that ordinals are here to stay forever. So if I sell that next bull market, I mean it's probably going to be 10x the price of it is at the very end of this one. So
Yeah.
there's
Uh,
there's a few things I wouldn't mind carrying over if I had to.
yeah, but you got to
But
think about this though. What was the all-time high for the crypto punks
I want to say like $1 million, like
at the
it was
floor, right?
insane. Yeah.
And then what did it drop to in the bear?
120K.
Was that the lowest?
I think so for
I,
crypto punk, yeah, and
I,
not for the apes, but the punks.
I thought they got lower than that.
I could be wrong, but I don't think it was dropped under 100K.
Gotcha.
So
Awesome.
we'll see.
Well, yeah.
I think that's
This
our show, right? We got anything else? No, that's it.
No, no, that's the. I mean, big month, guys. Big
Yeah.
month. Big month.
So, what's your prediction for the rest of the week?
Um, Honestly, like Bitcoin ticks up to like 48,
Yeah,
then I expect that energy to funnel down into ordinals and BRC. Like, I want like these dummies to kind of just shut up and
yeah,
just shut up, and kind of continue on the momentum that was being built up. I want to see Ordi at like $80, getting
yeah,
close to cracking 100. Then the space will start to like really like you know start to move, and I mean like it sucked because it was like I felt like, man, it was all this energy like the past like 3 days 4 days, then all of a sudden like this morning it was like halted a little bit, but
yeah.
already did bounce back to like it got to 65 again today.
What a bounce that was, too. That was monumental, dude. That was
Showed some
insane.
strength, didn't it?
Yeah,
So what
and the
about
thing
you?
is,
What are you thinking?
so I'm thinking by 12/15, December 15th, that we are at all-time highs. So in order to get there, I think I want to say by Sunday or Monday, we're closing in on 50K. So we'll see. I
Interesting.
mean, we got a huge jump to get there, and I can see a God candle happening in the next week or two of like a $7,000 jump.
Yeah, yeah, there's nothing
So
to really pull it back until maybe like beginning of next year.
yep. The only thing that I see, it would make me bearish if obviously if Gary Gensler came out and said no ETFs will be approved while I'm the chairman, so
Yeah, yeah,
which
that
we know
definitely
that
would
Larry
do it.
Fink is in Biden's pockets, so that's not going to happen.
Very true. Very true.
All right, guys. I think that is our update. That is our show. I had fun. It was super, super amazing. We hope you guys found it informative. And just remember, if you cannot watch, you can definitely listen. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on all the streaming platforms. So definitely check us out. And just like the video, and we'll see you on the weekend update. Oh no, we're going live tomorrow.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
gonna go live tomorrow. Make sure you guys join that. It's gonna be another fun one, and we got some whitelists to give away and some other
Yeah.
stuff possibly.
Well,
Um,
one of our YouTube members actually hit me up and said, "Yo, I'm gonna send you a bitmap so you guys to give away." So
nice.
since he's giving one away, I'm gonna give one away. and we're gonna give away 2 bitmaps on tomorrow's show. Maybe some other stuff if I can find some stuff hidden in the wallet. So should have a great show with some giveaways. And last show, we did, it was absolutely amazing, and you guys came in full support. And when you guys bring the energy just flows, man. So it should be really fun.
Exactly. So make sure you join, and if check out our members only, our members group, if that's something you're interested in. We go into just a little bit deeper into the minds of Shizzy and Yagobi and what we're thinking.
Yeah.
No pressure there, but it is cool. Our membership group is growing, and hey, they're all in our Discord too. So you guys,
Yep.
we're a family. So
Yep. We're actually going to shoot a members video right after this one, kind of talking about what we're doing in our personal portfolios and stuff like that. So we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
peace.